From the time that we were kids and trick-or-treated probably a year or two after we should have stopped, we've all been looking forward for an excuse to make it out door to door again on Halloween. As parents, Halloween offers us a chance to relive the fun that we remember while making memories for our little ones. But when is it okay to start going trick-or-treating? What are some safety tips to consider for toddlers? And what experience have we as parents had that can help those going through their first Halloween with kids be helpful? I'm John O'Reilly, host of Parent Savers, and today we're going to be talking all about this in a special spooky Halloween edition of Parent Savers. This is episode 77, all about Halloween safety and secrets for toddlers.
Faster than a speeding toddler.
Sit still for just a minute.
Can soothe boo-boos with a gentle kiss.
Did you get down from there?
Able to clean poopy bottoms in a single swipe.
Oh, what did you eat?
Turning frazzled mommies and daddies into procreators of peace and harmony.
Ah, quit touching me.
It's Parent Savers, empowering new parents everywhere.
Welcome once again, everybody, to Parent Savers, broadcasting from the Birth Education Center of San Diego. Parent Savers is your weekly online on-the-go support group for parents of newborns, infants, and toddlers. I'm your host, John O'Reilly. Thanks again to all of our loyal listeners who've joined the Parent Savers Club. These members get bonus content after each new show, plus special giveaways and discounts. They also get access to all of our archived episodes, but guess what? So do you. We've unlocked our archived episodes, and they are now free for anyone to listen to. So make sure to go check out some of our old episodes so you can hear some of the great Parent Savers wisdom we've been spreading for the past year and a half. You can subscribe to our monthly Parent Savers newsletter for a chance to win a membership to our club each month. Another way for you to stay connected is by downloading our free Parent Savers app, which you can get on the iTunes Marketplace or the Android Marketplace. Then you'll get an alert whenever we release a new podcast. So we're doing a special episode today on Halloween. And for this episode, we've got a nice, it's going to be a pretty fun discussion, hopefully, panel of parents.
You just jinxed it.
I totally jinxed it. People are going to be like, this is the worst. But we'll make a lot of Halloween sounds,
yes.
So that'll make up for it. Woo.
That's the important thing.
Exactly. So let's introduce ourselves and our kids. I'm John O'Reilly. I have 3 kids, Quinter, Whitaker, and Zyler, and they are 6, 4, and 2 years old. And I'm going to introduce another special guest joining us for the first time is my wife, Christina.
And I'm Christina. And
How many kids do you have, Christina?
I have 3 children. I would say they are 6.5, 4.5, and 2. But that's why I'm their favorite.
Nice. All right, Bill.
All right, I'm Bill Sandwald. I have 2 children. I have a 6-year-old named Kaz, 3-year-old named Yoshi. And can I throw out a fun fact that my wedding anniversary is on Halloween?
Woo!
Yeah.
How bewitching of you.
Yes.
That is a fun fact.
Well, my name is Erin Esteves. I am OG Mamacita, and I have one child. His name is Cash, and he's just about 2 years old.
And I am Sunny. I am the owner of New Mommy Media, which produces Parent Savers, Preggy Pals, the Boob Group, and coming soon, Twin Talks. I have 2 little boys at home, Sayer, who is 3, Urban, who's about 18 months, and
Coming soon.
Twin identical girls coming soon, Ainsley and Addison, due December 2nd, if I can make it that long.
Right.
It's the baby apocalypse.
The baby apocalypse.
Ooh.
Could be really scary. It really could. My house could be scary. You may not want to come over for a while.
As Erin said, I'm scared for you. Like I don't say it that much, but we're kind of scared for you.
I'm very scared for you.
Before we get into today's topic, I am joined now by Kelly Wilson from Alert ID, and they make a great app that's perfect for parents and families. So we're going to learn a little more about it. Welcome, Kelly.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about your app. It's called Alert ID, and what led you to create it?
It originally started with a personal story, and I was in an amusement park in California with my 3 kids and my husband, and it was a very busy day, and we were separated from our kids for almost an hour. And any parent knows that panic, that terrifying feeling. And so thankfully we were reunited with our kids, but at that time I didn't have the necessary and updated information and photo and all that I really needed to be able to lead a search. So that spurred on the idea of how can we help children and families with lost and missing children. So Alert ID began originally as a way to help lost and missing children by creating a way online for families to be able to store this information. Well, in speaking to law enforcement across the country, they said, this is wonderful, it's revolutionizing child safety. However, can we expand it to include not only children, but families and communities and, neighbors. And so we've been able to do that. So we created Alert ID, which is a free online and mobile service. And it allows you to see what kinds of events are happening in your neighborhood, whether it be crimes, sex offenders, and neighbors can share information with each other. They can share suspicious information. We have a platform for public safety that people can communicate, a social network, if you will. And then we created an app so that you can take this information with you wherever you go, whether it's no matter what state you're in. We're in all 50 states. So people can take the app and say, okay, I'm going to go to a different park, or we're traveling to a new area. How safe is this area? So they can look at the app and see what sex offenders are near this park. And you know what? I'm going to either keep my eye a little more open, or maybe I'll go somewhere else.
We went to a park the other day that was outside of our normal neighborhood, and I was surprised by how uneasy I felt being in a strange area and not knowing what was around and being out of the bubble. And it sounds like Alert ID could really help me with that and get me to feel a little more comfortable with the area, or less comfortable, if that's the case may have been.
Well, and I agree with you, and I think in this day and age, information is truly power. And the more that we know, the more that we can be empowered with information and know what's happening, the better we can protect our kids and work together as a community to feel safer and to take care of our families.
Okay, so how exactly does it work? You download the app, it's free, like you said, and then you also have to create an account, and then what happens from there?
Right, very easy. Again, as you mentioned, it is free. You just go to alertid.com. It takes less than a minute to create an account, and all it will ask you for is your name, and it will ask for your address, but it's all simply for geographic purposes, so that it will pull up a map of your neighborhood, but you can include other neighborhoods as well, maybe your child's school, your work, areas you visit, grandma's house, and you'll be able to see what events have happened in that neighborhood with a map. You'll also be able to receive email and push notification alerts whenever something changes. For example, a sex offender moves into your neighborhood, you're going to be notified. Anything in the sex offender database for your state, whenever anything changes, you're notified as a member of Alert ID.
And we've actually got a landing page just for Parent Savers, Boob Group, and Preggy Pals listeners. If you go to alertid.com/newmommy, you can sign up there. Does it matter if you sign up first and then download the app, or download the app and then sign up? Can you do it in either order?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. So is the information that you're getting through Alert ID, is that something that you guys are putting out there, or is it coming straight from the source?
It comes straight from the source. We tie it directly into the state sex offender databases, and it's unfiltered. So whenever anything changes in a sex offender's profile, their address, their any physical traits that change, that will just go directly to our members in an alert. And we also have crime information in many, many cities across the country. Same thing, we tie directly into their CAD system, their dispatch system, so that information goes directly to our members, to the citizens. If there's a burglary that happens down your street, you're going to be notified. So, yeah, it's unfiltered, and we just, we have a partnership with them, and we tie directly with them. Can I add one more thing that I wanted to share with
Absolutely.
families about the app?
Yeah.
Wonderful. It's on our free app, and it's called My Family Wallet. And for those of us that, really want to be prepared about protecting our kids, and it kind of goes back to the origin of Alert ID, you can put on My Family Wallet your most updated photo, demographic information, height, weight, that kind of thing, directly into the app on your smartphone, so that you are prepared in the case of being separated from your child, or if your child becomes lost or missing, because then you have the most updated information. And law enforcement is so grateful to have that, because 99% of the time, families aren't prepared. So I encourage you to not only become a member of Alert ID and download the app, but be prepared with the most updated information on your children, so that you are prepared and you can be reunited with your child if you're separated from them.
Great. Yeah, it's a really cool idea. It's amazing. I think that this is a free service, something definitely I think all parents and families should have, and I'm glad that we're able to make them aware of it. Thanks for joining us, Kelly.
Thanks so much for spreading the word and protecting families.
All right, today's topic is for Parent Savers is Halloween safety and secrets for toddlers. Today we're doing things a bit differently. We don't have an expert per se, but instead we're going to have a roundtable discussion, and I guess we're all your Halloween experts, so maybe that's spooky in and of itself.
Maybe that's scary to you.
That is actually scary.
There are many hours of trick-or-treating under my belt.
That's true. Yep. All right, well, let's kick things off, though, by talking about our first Halloween with our kids, to maybe help see if there's anything that we learned or that we did that might be of interest to some parents with newborns or, thinking about doing it for the first time. I think that for Quinter's first Halloween, he was like 9 months old.
Yeah, almost a year.
And I think the main things that we did is we dressed him up for like work Halloween parties, like a work, not like a crazy work Halloween party. Like
Our work Halloween party.
Yeah.
You
During
had
the
a
day.
job then
Low-key stuff.
already?
But I don't even think we went out trick-or-treating that year.
We took him, I think, to a neighbor's house or something. And
Like to one house.
to one house, but then really just gave him the joy of being there when other kids came to the door.
Yeah, and he was 9 months old, and so.
Yeah.
But I think the first time we really took him out was the next year when he was a year and 9 months.
You're right, the Dora year.
Yeah, he dressed up as Dora
Oh,
because he loved Dora and not Diego, and people were like, "Why didn't you let him dress up as Diego?" And we're like, "Because he likes Dora."
that's really cool of you.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. My son had a short brony phase where he got into My Little Pony.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
so that we were like, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are modern dads.
I try.
What do you remember from your first Halloween, Bill?
For my
Well,
first
not
Halloween?
your-
With my kids?
For your kids, yeah.
Well, since we love Halloween so much, we usually try to have themed costumes. So with my son's first Halloween, my wife, my son, and I were the Three Bears.
Oh.
And then with my daughters,
Which one were you?
I was Papa Bear. I should have been Baby Bear. And then when my daughter's first Halloween, we had a fire theme. So my son got a fireman's outfit and so we kind of built it around that. So my daughter was the Dalmatian.
Oh.
I was the fire truck. We used like a sandwich board, and then my wife was the fire. So that one we had to explain to people because she had like this red outfit on and was kind of like flowing around, and they're like, "What are
That's
you?"
super cute.
That's
though.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's and then every year we come up
Especially
with a theme.
with like a baby. That's a really kind of cute and cool way to do it. To involve the
To do a family theme.
to involve the sack of potatoes.
and you kind of get more candy when you have a theme.
So you guys all
ulterior motive.
okay. So you
Yes.
guys all went around as a family then, trick or treating
Oh, yeah.
like that. Oh.
I've never stopped trick or treating because I have a niece who's 20, and when she was younger, that's about the age I was in high school and I stopped trick or treating. But I would take her,
Which
and
was a
then-
good deal for you because you wanted to keep going.
and they'd always be like, "Well, would the big trick or treater like a candy bar?" I go, "Well,
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
shouldn't. No, please.
And she was hardcore. We would go for like 3 or 4 hours at least, and we were. But my kids can't go as long now, but it's still fun going around with them. So I think I haven't missed a year of trick or treating, except maybe once or twice in college.
Maybe when you got married.
That year? Did you go trick or treating on your wedding?
I guess we didn't. Well, sort of, because we went to Disneyland that day, and we got some treats. So
That's impressive.
Have you
Yeah.
dressed up every year too? Except
year?
for that
Yeah,
year. Well, you were
yeah.
a group.
yes,
Yeah, they were bride and groom. Oh.
Bride and groom.
And we made our escape. Our parents would have totally killed us if we would have had like a Halloween. In fact, they would first when we said we're getting married at Halloween. I remember like getting calls like, "You are not doing this." But we had a normal ceremony. We had it in the morning so that we could get it up to Disneyland by afternoon. But when we made our escape, we put on like Halloween shirts and the Groucho Marx glasses and like went to
that
our
is
car,
cute.
drove up. So yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Did you guys go out last year with Cash?
No, I mean we barely got the costume on him. And I got one photograph with the costume on him, and his face is just all squished in agony. He was just like, "Get this off of me."
Well, that's one of the crazy things that makes you angry about Pinterest, right? Because we've all tried to take pictures of our kids in their costumes.
Oh my gosh.
And it never works.
No. When does it start to work? I mean, has it with your older kids? I mean, do they start posing, right? Because
The older ones will pose, but now we want them all together. So
Yeah.
like last year, there
Yeah,
might
now-
have
so
been a
trying to
little
get-
problem trying to get the three of them to get a picture at the same time. Because at that point, then the older boys were like, "I'm in our costume. We're outside. We're going."
Yeah.
No. You're posing for a picture.
And then there's no smiles on their
No.
faces or whatever it needs to be.
I've seen some of the Pinterest fails. The picture of the baby sitting in a hollowed out pumpkin. Like I've seen the beautiful picture on
Right.
Pinterest with a little baby like that. Everyone I've seen where someone really tries to do that, no, that does not work.
Yeah, the baby is wailing.
I think there's a site dedicated to Pinterest fails. Yeah.
Nice.
Then there's, Halloween, I think, is a certain. So are you guys going to go out this year?
No.
No?
No.
You don't want candy.
No. Well, we haven't given him candy, but also Halloween scares me. I don't like going out there with people who have masks on.
Yeah.
People tend to get a little crazy, and they do stuff that they normally wouldn't do when you can see their faces.
Do you think that's because you're more downtown, like in an area where, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the crime
Yeah, you
rates,
live in a more
but-
urban area.
Yeah, I live in a very
than
As
suburban.
opposed to the suburbia.
Well, no, for me, it's a personal thing. I've had a few, I'll call them mishaps, and they're all around like Halloween, or people in costume, or their faces were obscured. So for me,
So there's
it's
no accountability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then on top of it being in downtown, that, you
Yeah.
know, people treat it like an alcoholic Disneyland, is just kind of chaotic. So, you
Well,
know.
it's interesting about the masks because I actually have this rule that I try to enforce with the kids is that I won't let them wear anything that covers, you know, more than like a third of their face. I think it's half
Good.
their face, like they can cover, because, you know, I don't like it when if kids come to the door, you don't know who you're talking to, or even if there's like
Right.
grown-ups, like you don't know what's going on behind the mask, and I don't want them to be making people feel uncomfortable with that either. And so we kind of have a no mask rule.
I don't get too freaked out by masks because a lot of times, like when I see somebody in a really scary mask or something, I'll go, "Whoa, cool mask!" And there's this little voice that goes, "Thanks." So as a kid, for me, I would try to get like the grossest, scariest mask I could, and I just thought I was like
Right.
so awesome as some like second grader, like look at my dead face, or,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
but-
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see like, you know, especially if there's an adult in a mask, it's kind of like it's a little
And
questionable.
From a practical perspective, getting a mask on a 1-year-old, not
Yeah.
Oh
gonna
my gosh,
happen.
impossible. They would never keep it
Even
on.
a hat?
Or a hat.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
no, that's the time to just make them as cute as possible.
I mean,
'cause-
if they don't even keep their diapers on, how can we expect them to keep a costume on?
Exactly. Sonny, did you guys go out?
We did, and I'm trying to think. So yeah, okay. So we had both kids last year, and you know, it's been a struggle. We have not hit our stride yet when it comes to Halloween
Yeah.
whatsoever. Our oldest either hasn't gotten it, you know, he doesn't know what to do. He's too young to really know what's going on. You know, hates the costume stuff, or last year was just scared because actually
Right.
we moved and we're in a neighborhood now that really kind of does up Halloween, which is great for the kids. It's a gated community and whatever, so we feel kind of safe. But it's also scary because, you know, there's a lot, like people really
Go
have
out.
coffins
Yeah.
outside of their house and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
and my, you know, my 3-year-old sees, you know, a spooky spider and totally freaks out. And he doesn't know how to say trick or treat really, and so he's like all timid going up to the door, and so we just haven't hit our stride with this. And,
Right.
and the younger one's just too young, but we do. You know, I also have a problem with spending money on costumes that they're not going to wear.
Yes.
You know, yeah, but especially I think maybe with little boys. I don't know. I don't have any little girls yet, but like I do find that if you let them wear their costumes throughout the year, they probably would. I don't, as a parent, I don't know if you want to do that, but
Well, we do that. Yeah, we actually use Halloween as an excuse to stock up on the costume box.
oh, okay,
they can just
so
wear
they
costumes
do that. Okay, because I know little girls can do like the princess thing, but
Yeah,
I
we
wasn't
have
sure like
firefighter costume. Now it's all like superhero stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I went as a pillow one year.
that's awesome.
Well, so let's talk about low budget ideas. Did you really go as a...
Yeah, you just cut out holes in a pillowcase and put it on over your arms and your head. You're
That is
a
simply
pillow.
brilliant. But yeah.
Sounds like a ghost.
It does kind of sound.
Well, see, I tried the ghost thing, but I couldn't get the holes to
Yeah.
match up with my eyes.
so it turned
Right.
into the pillow.
I'm like, ah! Well, I was looking around at what was left to cut up, and since I was in my bedroom, I was using my linens.
Well, so I would say that I think that one of the things I would say if for families going through it with young kids is, you know, because of the scary stuff, go to, you know, maybe one house that, you know, your neighbor, your good friend across the street, your person
People
that lives
in your
next door,
building.
right? Do the cute trick or treat, get the picture of them doing it, whatever, so you can kind of have it. But then, you know, especially 1-year-olds, they love having specific missions to help you with. So if they're going to be able, if they can help with giving out the candy
Right.
to the trick-or-treaters coming, as long as you don't run into the scary fourth graders with the crazy masks, but, you know, early in the night, they can help kind of hand everything out. I think that's something that our kids have really liked, and I think it's a good way to kind of involve the young kids in Halloween.
Well, and I remember I loved Quinter's first Halloween because he didn't know what was in the packages. Of
That's
candy.
right.
And we got all chocolate because that's our favorite. And he had no idea,
they were
that
candy.
there was candy.
And so he was playing with them in the colors
all
and
night
the candy,
long.
and
He was
didn't know that
taking
it was
him.
candy.
Yeah.
So he didn't try to eat it.
He
Yeah.
didn't try
he
and eat
didn't.
it. He just took it in and out of the bowl. It was there and playing
It
with
was just
it.
another toy to play with.
Right.
Well, I think that's a really good point about having them in the house because they are familiar with their own house, right? I think part of the scary part of it for them is that, they're not used to going up to these strange. You're telling them their whole life, don't talk to strangers, don't, accept stuff from strangers.
Yep.
And then we're like, oh, here, take this candy and wear this costume and say trick or treat. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I think that is a good way to kind of ease them into it.
So let's take a quick break. When we come back, we've got some tips from the San Diego Police Department for safe Halloween. So we'll go through those kind of line by line and continue the discussion that hopefully I didn't jinx and hopefully is a little bit of fun and educational. Oh, welcome back, everybody, to Parent Savers. You're really good at that. Right? That was nice. Today we're talking about Halloween safety and secrets for toddlers. So we got some tips from the San Diego Police Department. We'd asked them if they could join us. They couldn't send a representative, but they sent over some safety tips, which I think are kind of worth sharing. We can kind of go through and maybe talk if we've got any experiences with them. First tip is have your children wear light or bright colored clothing or reflective tape so they can easily be seen. I think it's kind of a funny idea, and this is probably talking for like slightly older kids, maybe as like the 3 and 4 year olds go out, or even bigger
I would
groups,
say
but
as soon as they're walking. I mean,
as soon as they're walking, yeah, because they could toddle away.
Right. And I've been trying to incorporate reflective tape into your costume.
Actually, yeah, if I'll take any excuse to put reflective tape on my kids.
We did it last year.
They also have like I don't know if it's elsewhere in their tips, but those glow sticks. A lot of
Right.
times.
Oh, yeah, I've seen
If
those,
you
yeah.
get it, they'll put it around their neck, or and kids love this stuff. They'll wear them as wristbands.
That's actually
even, like
good
you'll
point.
be like, I'm a cool like a tough ninja or something, but it's with glow sticks all over your arms.
Right.
Is
It's the
that for
perfect-
cars? Is that the deal? Just to protect them from cars?
I think it's for cars, like driving around the neighborhood
Yeah.
for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
because when it gets dark and the kids are like, there's a lot of street crossing, and
Right.
I think it helps the parents though just to be able to see them.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, since we have the older boys that kind of we give them a little bit of a longer way they can go ahead of us. And when it got dark, it was nice to be able to, bam, there you are.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
a good. So like you go to Michael's or whatever, you can get these glow sticks for so cheap these days. That's and yeah, we end up like stockpiling them, and then we should have totally busted those out. So remember to bring them out on Halloween. All right, make sure their costumes fit well. Oversized costumes and footwear can cause them to trip and fall.
So did your pillow costume fit well?
It did. Thank you. Yes, they hit me at just the right place for my to flatter my figure.
No, I remember. I think it's easy to want to squeeze your kids in the costumes that may be too big for them too, especially if they're just learning to walk.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that it's the right size. Maybe you don't want something that covers the feet, especially if it's too big. I feel like that turtle costume we got for Quinter the first year was too big,
Yeah, it was.
but it was so cute. So we were like,
adorable.
See, I had the exact opposite. And so Sayer we called it Sayersaurus. He was a dinosaur, but we called him Sayersaurus. And I found like a onesie that kind of looked like a dinosaur body.
Yeah.
And I really didn't factor in, I bought it like 3 months prior to Halloween. And I didn't factor in that he was growing quite rapidly at that point. And so by the time Halloween came, he didn't quite fit in it. So here I am stuffing my kid into this costume, but then I just ended up cutting off the footsie things.
Yes.
And then I just wore tennis shoes or something with them.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
totally works.
all right, next tip: make sure that hats can't slide over your kids' eyes, and if they wear masks, that they fit securely and have eye holes that are large enough for full vision.
Yeah, this goes back to the whole do you want your kids wearing masks?
I say no
period,
mask.
though.
That's
I don't
mine.
know.
I say no masks.
I can't keep them on my kids now, so it's irrelevant.
Christina and Bill strongly disagree. I
Well, I will say a mask almost got me kicked out of Disneyland on my wedding day because I didn't realize you couldn't wear masks in there.
What?
And I walked in, I was walking, I had a big like cow skull mask. I pulled it over and I was like walking around waving, and like within minutes, like I was swarmed by security. They're like, "Sir, you have to take off the mask or leave." And I was like, Yes,
They
please don't
have
kick me
adults
out.
in costumes everywhere in Disneyland, and you mean to tell me they won't let someone walk around in a
Now
mask?
I understand.
Did you say cow skull? Is that what
Yeah,
you said?
yeah, it was kind of scary. So, I mean, I could see like those little kids that are like, "Hey, who's this weird man?" You know,
This is
so.
supposed to be a happy place.
Is this
Why
like
is the
for
duck
sex
walking around?
offender predator?
So I just didn't want to get kicked out. I said, "You can have the mask. I don't care. Just let me go on." You know, small world.
Let me go to Adventureland.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a fan of the masks. The reason I'm looking at you is because our 6-year-old wants to wear a mask this year.
What mask
Yeah, but
does
he
want?
knows. Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Oh, that's kind of awesome.
I know. And it's because his friend's going to be Boba Fett, and they decided on their own to do it. So I'm having a mask crisis right now.
Well, I think that maybe.
I think that's adorable and awesome, but...
It's a mask
And I'm
crisis.
not cutting out eye holes big enough for him to see in a Darth Vader mask, by the way.
Because that's just sacrilegious.
But you know what? You've made a rule that I think is reasonable. You can totally wear the mask when you go up to say trick or treat. Lift
Yes.
the mask so they can see who it is.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So don't let him wear costumes with excessive fabric. Loose clothing can brush up against a jack-o'-lantern or other open flame and cause costumes to catch on fire.
Is this a frequent occurrence, or is this like they're getting a
I can
little
kind of
bit?
see. I mean, how many people actually do the real candles?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
That's-
is this?
yeah.
Did they put these out in 1972? I mean, how many?
Well, it
people
could have been
still have-
2000. It's still.
Well, I mean, how many people have still use actual
Candles,
candles?
right?
True, but I think that there's fire danger, I think. But I think these days, yeah, we don't use real flames in the jack-o'-lanterns anymore. They have these candles. If they carry props such as swords or knives, have them carry flexible ones. Inflexible ones can cause serious injury. If they
Don't give 'em
fall
real
on them, is
ones.
actually what they
Or
say.
if they
but,
wail
like,
on their sibling.
there's definitely if there's swords involved, there's going to be wailing and injury. I mean, it's kind of like the piñata rule.
I have an issue with this. I don't care if it's Halloween or anything. I have an issue with swords, knives, guns, anything like that. I know it's all in fun, and I don't know. We had a friend that gave my son like this it wasn't glow in the dark. It like lit up, but it was especially for something at night, and it was a sword. It's the whole weapon thing.
Yeah.
I just don't know what's getting into his head, and I'm just one of those anal retentive parents. I guess.
I definitely think for young kids you can control that.
Yeah.
Having a 6-year-old, it's harder to. I mean, he will turn anything
Yes.
into a
Right,
weapon.
that's true.
Well, but so then by extension, the 2-year-old does it
Right.
a little bit too because he's seen
Oh,
his
yeah,
brother
'cause
do
he's
it.
seen- yep, I'm
right.
going
so
through
then
that
you've
too.
got the 1-year-old and the
Yes.
2-year-old picking up a blade of grass.
Yeah.
Or lightsaber.
Drop the grass.
The next tip says that attach a tag with your kid's name, address, and phone number to their clothes in case they get separated from you. And it's better that they go trick-or-treating during daylight. And I think especially for young kids, that's good. I mean, there definitely is this shift that happens with trick-or-treating where at the beginning, you've got like all the families and it's like the adorable Norman Rockwell painting of Americana with young kids. And then at night, it's like
The scary mask.
the scary
true.
mask.
Yeah.
And you get the kids coming to your door. They're like, Bill, I think you should probably hang it up.
If you were able to drive here, I'm not giving you candy.
Their voices crack. Trick or treat.
Well, and then during the day, there's a lot of cool activities you can go to, like a lot of, like malls or
Right.
libraries might have things we can go in and trick or treat and maybe do a craft or something. And that's something. So if you don't want to take your kids trick or treating, there's lots to do while it's still daylight that they can still get that Halloween flavor without having to worry about going to some strange.
Well, that's a
store.
great idea too, because then you can get them out, let them do the trick or treating, and then there is some joy and fun about being at home and handing out the candy.
Right.
And so then they get both sides of that.
You can make it into a contest like if we see this many like ninjas tonight. I keep going back to ninjas for some reason, but if you see this many, then you win or
Right.
Right.
All right, some of the other tips. You don't have to do a little bit with older children. Older children should go with friends. Only go to homes with the porch lights on. Remind kids to stay on sidewalks and face traffic if they can. Tell your children not to eat treats that they collect, but to bring them home to examine.
Oh man, I used to just eat them as we went.
I know,
Is that a Reese's peanut butter cup?
Right?
Those are always the first to go.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and can I say something? This is actually more for the parents out there. If you're not going to do the trick or treat thing and you're not going to answer your door, the stupidest thing ever is just to leave like a whole thing of candy out by your door. That drives me crazy.
Yes.
All right, well, let me tell you where that's
Kids are
coming
going to
from.
take
Interesting.
everything.
Right? Here's where it's
Oh.
coming from when you get older kids, right? Like, there's this huge conflict of like, well, I want to go out with the kids trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
But I also want to give the candy to the kids.
Well, and also,
Do it.
I don't want to be the house that didn't give the candy, because then you know whose pumpkin gets smashed?
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is the older kids will come around and take all of it. It will be gone within like
so I don't
5
think you
minutes.
want to do it late.
Yeah, do it early.
Right.
Get back for the older kids.
You know, I actually had, I remember one time there was a house I went to and they did that. And there's some kids that came up and started taking a lot. And they opened the door and said, "We're actually watching you." And it's just to take one.
Oh, see, I like that.
Yeah. So they were just messing with the kids to see
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
To make them
Trick.
feel bad.
Yeah.
Right, and then they hit him with a sword. But it was flexible, and so it was approved by San Diego Police Department. All right, well, so if a lot of parents are going to stand with their kids after only going trick-or-treating, what kind of stuff do you think they should give out? Like, if you did have trick-or-treaters and you guys, and Cash has never eaten candy, what would you give out?
Full candy bars, full size. You know the houses
Yes.
I'm talking about is
Yes.
kids that you knew who was giving out the huge candy
So
bars.
do you want to be that house?
Well, I didn't want to spend the money, but yeah. Or there's the old lady that thinks she's doing you a favor by giving you a couple pennies.
Yeah.
Right, or a nickel?
Like, what?
That was our next
They
door neighbor.
make these anymore?
Or those candied almonds. Why do I need these?
Well, there's like these things in a wrapper that are like orange and squishy and like the worst Halloween candy ever.
The orange and black peanut butter things.
those
So,
are
I know
orange
it's
and
so
black peanut butter
yes.
thing. That it's in like it's in like
It
wax
is-
paper.
It is the most generic Halloween candy out there.
We ended up now in our thrifty state. We just buy like we don't even buy like the bags of Halloween candy at Costco anymore. We buy the boxes of the Tootsie Roll lollipops because they're cheaper anyway.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you
those
get
are
more
good.
and just give out the lollipops.
Yeah, or dum-dums.
Is there anything healthy that you can give out and not get
parents
eggs?
aren't. Yeah, no.
Don't give out fruit. Like, seriously,
no.
I've been to houses, too, where they do. Oh, I like it when houses give out those glow sticks that you were talking about. Have you
Oh,
seen
that's
that?
a good one.
It's a really,
That's a
yeah.
good
Just
idea.
a little tiny, like, sticks or the bands or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
those
then
are
you're
the-
helping parents.
Right.
And,
And
other
kids
things
like 'em.
Yeah.
I've seen that people give out are things like stickers
Oh, right.
or, you know.
That's on the edge.
Yeah.
That's on the line.
I'm against
Spider
stickers,
rings.
though. They put that on everything, and then it ruins your furniture.
You know what I didn't like? There was a dentist across the street, and he gave out
Toothbrushes. No, he did not.
You guys both had that experience.
See, that's like the woman who hands out
Yeah.
pennies or the woman that hands out fruit. Come on. I mean, if you're going to do just turn off your light if you're
close
going to
the
do
door
something like
and
that.
go watch
Don't make me
Maury.
feel bad for
Maury.
feeding my kids candy.
That's the other actually. Now you mentioned it.
Candy
The other
corn?
crazy thing about Halloween is like I always like going to the door now so I can like peek inside people's houses and they have like look how that thing is set up.
Yeah.
Like they've
Yeah.
got like a cool. They took out their fireplace. Look at
Oh,
that.
so it's permissible voyeurism?
It is a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It's like your one chance a year that look at that.
See, another
that's how they
reason not
roll.
to open the door.
See, I like it just to see how other people decorate their houses, not just for Halloween, but like,
Yeah.
they got ceramic
That's what I
tile
mean.
there. I should have done that.
Bearskin rug. Interesting choice. All right, nice. Well, hopefully there were some helpful tips there for toddlers. It was fun to record. Go around.
Yeah.
Hopefully it was fun to listen to. We'll see how it goes. Give us your feedback. We actually want to hear from you on this episode. Send us in your pictures of your cute kids on Halloween. I think we're going to do some sort of contest on our Facebook page for that. Yeah, happy Halloween. Thanks for listening. Thanks so much for joining us. We're actually going to do some bonus content for our Parent Savers Club. We're going to talk about our favorite Halloween candies, the stuff that we really like getting, as well as some other memories. So join us after the show for that. If you want more information about the Parent Savers Club, visit our website at parentsavers.com. Before we wrap up today's show, here's blogger David Vienna sharing the realities of parenting from his blog, The Daddy Complex.
Hi, Parent Savers. This is the Daddy Complex. I'm David Vienna, father of twin boys, and if my experience has taught me anything about parenting, it's that I know nothing about parenting. Once your baby becomes a toddler, you will never be on time again, ever. Not an exaggeration. Your friends will simply assume that when you say you'll be somewhere at 10 a.m. on a Monday, it means 11:30 a.m., and that's if things go well. If not, it means Thursday. You will also learn how to commute to work at speeds that would make a top fuel dragster look like a radio flyer. And if you think you're too organized for this to happen, trust me, it applies to pretty much everyone, because even militantly anal clock watchers will experience this often enough to either adapt or go insane. My wife and I used to battle to get the boys through the morning routine. Wake up, go potty, dress for school, eat breakfast, get in the car, and depart. As my mother-in-law says, it's not rocket surgery. The problem for us and other parents is any number of these steps could, and inevitably do, take much longer than planned. For example, whether or not our son Boone decides to spend 15 minutes on the potty remains a wild card. Why do these seemingly simple steps take so long? Pick any combination of the following choices, and for parents of twins or triplets, multiply it. Refusing to eat, wanting to be fed by one of us, wanting to be held by one of us rather than getting dressed, arguing why Go Diego Go should be watched, running and or screaming, unhappiness with choice of clothing even if said child picked it out, unhappiness with the choice of breakfast even if said child picked it out, more running and or screaming, random and sometimes imagined injuries sustained while running and or screaming, hunting for a specific toy that was absently flung across the room the previous night, impromptu game of hide and seek, conversation about whether or not giraffes dance, potty accident, puking caused by unforeseen illness, trying to ride the dog like a Shetland pony, simple lollygagging, even more running and or screaming. And adjusting the timeline to start the process earlier doesn't help. It just gives your child more time to mess around. Toddlers and preschoolers simply have too much to do to adhere to your randomly chosen schedule. Just getting in the car takes 20 minutes, unless, of course, you've allotted 10 minutes for it, in which case it will take anywhere from 20 minutes to a fortnight. This may sound absolutely infuriating, but my wife and I have hit upon a fantastically simple solution. We made peace with being late. We go to bed each night knowing the next morning will feature us barking instructions and requests at the boys over and over, followed by a mad dash to work. And because of that adjustment, we sleep better and enjoy our mornings more. Sometimes we even prolong that conversation about dancing giraffes. Check out more of my terrible advice at thedaddycomplex.com, the Huffington Post, or on Twitter at thedaddycomplex. You can also view episodes of Fighting with Babies, my puppet web series for parents, at thedaddycomplex.com/FWB, and be sure to keep listening to Parent Savers for more fatherly tips.
That wraps up our show for today. Thank you so much for listening to Parent Savers. Don't forget to check out our sister show, Preggy Pals, for expecting parents, our show, The Boob Group, for moms who breastfeed their babies, and Twin Talks, focusing on it for parents of twins. Next week, we're going to be talking about creating family traditions, so hopefully you can go out and create some of your own this Halloween, and we're going to do one more spooky Halloween noise. Parent Savers, empowering new parents!
This has been a New Mommy Media production. The information and material contained in this episode are presented for educational purposes only. Statements and opinions expressed in this episode are not necessarily those of New Mommy Media and should not be considered facts. While such information and materials are believed to be accurate, it is not intended to replace or substitute for professional medical advice or care, and should not be used for diagnosing or treating healthcare problem or disease or prescribing any medication. If you have questions or concerns regarding your physical or mental health or the health of your baby, please seek assistance from a qualified healthcare provider.
Hey mamas, don't forget to check out Mighty Moms. It's our online community built for new moms just like you. Not only can you connect with other moms, but you can also join us backstage for special mom-only online events. And you'll also be notified when we're recording, so you can join us as a special guest. Visit our website, newmommymedia.com, and click on the Mighty Moms banner. It's free. That's newmommymedia.com. See you there.